Epic Radio 99.3. It's so refreshing.
To have a refreshing day, listen to Epic Radio. So refreshing.
Thank you, Jehovah God, thank you. Thank you, Jehovah God, thank you. For you have spared my life to see this day. Thank you, Jehovah God, thank you. For you have spared my life to see this day. Thank you, Jehovah God. Lift up your voice. Thank you, Jehovah God. Thank you,
Jehovah God, thank you.
for you have saved my life to see this day. Oh, for you have saved my life to see this day. Thank you. Ay, 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 ay. Can you lift up your hands? For you have
Epic Radio 99.3. It's so refreshing.
To have a refreshing day, listen to Epic Radio. So refreshing.
All right, good morning, Freetown. Good morning, Sierra Leone. And of course, a warm greetings to our listeners across the globe. Whether you time in the morning, afternoon, or evening, you're most welcome to the Epic Morning Show, your trusted show for credible information, thoughtful analysis, and of course, daily inspirational message them. So today, don't be Tuesday, the 16th day of December 2025. And of course, we fast approach the close of 2025. I mean, we'll not get better time. I think we'll get about 15 more days for say goodbye to 2025. So, my host, Ivan Julius Lee, and therefore, now for the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. So, the broadcast live from the studios at 54 Coach Road, Freetown, Sierra Leone, and also on frequency modulation 99.3 FM. And you can also follow the conversation live on our Facebook page at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Radio Garden, and of course, Choice FM. That's the one where they live in the eastern part of Freetown. And of course, one for say plenty thank you to Una for taking our time for the listen to the Epic Morning Show for Monday to Friday. We appreciate Una so much, and that is so much important to us on a weekly basis. So the Epic Morning Show, as per usual, I chose a 30-minute program. We thoughtfully divided into two interactive segments. And the first segment of the Epic Morning Show start off with our rising message of the day, followed by a breaking news highlight, and also our hot topic of discussion where we feature guests to discuss discuss on critical issues that demands critical answers. And of course, towards the end of the program, we'll open the phone line. We'll get the opportunity for calling, contribute to a topic of discussion for this morning show. And also, we'll take a look at our message. We want to go and send over our Facebook page at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. So, entertainment and sports, as usual, I'll wrap up the first segment of the Epic Morning Show. And in the second segment, with Marion Pressure George, to review the front pages of our newspapers and also invite analysts to analyze and break down the major stories that will be making the headlines this morning. So, our hot topic of discussion with the Kalukata President Julius Maada Bio declares January 18 as a National Remembrance Day, and we're asking why now. So, remember the Civic Fest, I think on the Thursday, that will be the 11th of December, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, declare January 18 in that civic day. Talk about January 18 and therefore be National Remembrance Day. So that's what we can talk about why now and waiting happen for lead up to January 18 for make it be a national day or National Remembrance Day. So that's what we're going to discuss in the program this morning. So grab yourself a cup of coffee. The Hamatan don't begin blow. We're feeling it right now. So just grab yourself a cup of coffee and try to feel warm this morning. And you can keep our coming for the next 2 hours, 30 minutes. Stay tuned. All right, and when coming up, there's this Creole parable way we Creole family and always the pull when I'm going to tell you see way you yams white now for cover them. And by then we know we will think about waiting social media gets for do to we. But now the introduction of social media don't be one kind of thing that people not even sabi how for cover the yams they as per now, like which you achieve. At times your achievements therefore be private, they therefore be secret. Like not everything you feel like you go on social media, post or whatever thing happened to you. So it's important that some success you need for tell Papa go thank you, but some success or some achievements they way people don't they make you need for Kobaram because it's important. And this is the festive season as well. Whatever thing God bless you with, you can give thanks to him because of he make provision for you. But at times keep him a secret. Keep him as a secret. So this now a motivational message or a rising message of the day. Today being the 16th day of December 2025. Stay tuned.
Are you ready now?
Splash on the beat.
Okay, let's. You wonder where you can tell, get my the way they can tell it. You wonder where they can tell, get my the way they can tell it. You wonder where they can tell, don't love I ever said smart. They say they go and tell, you wonder where they can tell. Feel free, baby, not forget. When you the hype, make you not forget. The secret, now me own, baby, not forget. Yeah, I see you, yeah.
No other bank, no deal with financial service, no other bank,
Ah yes, First Bank. First Bank don't make them easy for we. We can go do banking transaction na the office na all. Just look for any kiosk or shop, any site where you see the First Bank agent sign. Just go inside and do all your banking transaction. Like for deposit or draw money, you want transfer money or open account, and not tap deal. Like you want recharge your phone, pay bill, and plenty other banking transaction them. With the USSD code when a 984, where you go dial na your phone, you can able check your balance, transfer money, pay your utility bill them like you add a bill. First Bank, you first. First Bank Sierra Leone is a subsidiary of First Bank Nigeria Limited.
Epic Radio.
Hey Maria, I see say you give small mark soft drink back. You know say you get so sugar, eh?
I know, but he asked for friend drink where he like. Waiting again I go able game.
You don't try Sierra juice. Now you know mommy they give me picking them. e no get better sugar or you compare them to the other juice. In fact, na natural thing dem dey use for make am, we flop with thing dem wey dey nourish the body, and that's the help for make pikin grow fine.
Talk true. I'm glad for you this so. But na the body no more e good for? Or is sweet na mouth?
Me sister, e sweet. Say, make I tell you the best part. Say juice dey support we local economy, as na Salonia dem dey get all the thing dem wey dem dey use for make the juice. E better for we pikin dem and we country.
Wow. I no be know all this. I dey begin give Max Sierra juice one time. Osai I go able know more about them.
Now for check the research lab, they don't do all their studies for back 'em up. Sarah juice na the smart and healthy choice for picking them.
For more information, call 077 600 000. Sierra Juice, the taste of Salon.
All right, welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, and welcome to our breaking news highlights on this fine dial. And joining me in the studio this morning is Usman Ibrahim. Usman, good morning, and what's breaking on the show this morning?
Good morning, Ivan. Good morning, listeners and viewers. Usman Mala here, going to bring you up to speed on the latest news making around and across the world. Because Ivan Aldo, we see President Julius Rabello declare yesterday the Minister of Health, Dr.
Music Studio.
Good morning, Ivan. Good morning, listeners and viewers. Let's go straight into our top breaking news story this morning. And the American President Donald Trump don't say the agreement for end the Russia-Ukraine war now they closer than ever as key world leaders then don't meet in Berlin for serious negotiations talk. President Trump talks say he gets long and good discussions with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky plus leaders from France, Germany, United Kingdom and NATO. And he say European leaders them all they in support of in latest move for end the war in Ukraine. He also don't talk say he don't also get discussion with the Russian leader Vladimir Putin, and he believes say peace now they closer ever than ever. President Zelensky of Ukraine now don't make some comments that may say the negotiation be tough but very productive. Now the 2-day meeting at Berlin will include US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and European leaders them as pressure day on Ukraine for make some concessions them on their land so the war with Russia go end. Now European leaders them say them and the US don't agree for give Ukraine strong security guarantees, including a European-led multinational force will operate inside Ukraine, help rebuild the army, protect the sky and the sea. And in all these negotiations, Ukraine the army will remain at 800,000 soldiers them during the peace time, and that some US officials them say the protection plan be like the NATO Article 5. Women say if anybody attack Ukraine, others go stand with Ukraine. So of course, breaking news: President Trump saying the war between Russia and Ukraine, the end of they now closer than ever.
And you want to ask, how soon is this closer? I mean, how soon this will happen?
I mean, questions were very still unclear, comments still unclear. But even now the negotiations still go on. I mean, these have been the most, or should I say, most closest comments we don't hear from the US officials with regards to ending the war in Ukraine. Perhaps we don't see major agreements then being made from Western allies them and Russia itself. And Russia is not included in these negotiations, by the way. Because now they'll go see what thing will happen as the day they unfold.
Thank you so very much, Usman Ibrahim, for our breaking news highlights. And a quick one, I mean, before we go, you get Bokutin for talk, but you know, get better top up. Just Suba Kaiba bundle. Now the answer, I mean, so just dial 500 hash for subscribe to the cheapest voice bundle in Salone. I mean, the more you subscribe, the more chance you get for win brand new keke, motorbike, generator, and solar lights them. So don't forget the code na star 500 hash. Stay tuned.
Pop, you see block man? You see Jen? You say Waka? But this now super kaiba. Look. This now a brand new keke. Yes, so Boku super kaiba then don't boss. Oregon Punado, the mega campaign all over the country. Hey, yes. Just dial star 500 hash and buy top up and talk Boku and continue for the talk. Or dial hash 144 hash and pay with orange money and stand chance for win. Super prize them every week like solar kits, Okada, generator, and every month one person will win keke. Orange they give you the power for build your life, support your family, and better your community. Yourself can live this Sober Kaiba life. Orange and orange money, the most rewarding, exciting, and connected brand na salon.
Epic Radio 99.3. It's so refreshing.
Sarah
Famous. Hello.
Freetown! Let's celebrate entertainment at a first degree. The superstar went on tour all over the world, different countries them, and say, I'm coming home because there is no place like home. And it's coming from the BSK Music. They come with the biggest, and the biggest concert in Sierra Leone. Famous.
Not to know the pressure on me. Not to know the pressure on me. Yeah. Not to know the pressure on me. Yeah. Not to know the pressure on me. No pressure.
With the No Pressure concert, we go happen Friday, the 2nd of January 2026. All this go happen now the best nightclub na Salon, Data Chapter 1. For you, we want buy ticket now 1,000 yons. And if you want table reservation, you go call on 033-383-175. Let me bring in a sponsor for this event. AYV Media Empire, SLBC, Rokel Commercial Bank, NSBT, Seco, TV, Epic Radio, Gentle Group of Company, Universal Radio, 98.1 Radio Democracy, Slick TV, AfriMoney, and the #1 mobile communication in Sierra Leone, AfriCell. Make a break up the host them for this event, a Nollywood and a Broadway actor, Joel Richard, and the icon of Sierra Leone, Vicky Dave of Citizen Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, it's coming from the biggest in Sierra Leone, BSK Music, as they come in with the No Pressure Concert 2026 from Famous. Now Chapter 1, Friday, January 2nd, 2026. 1,000 euros if you want to buy ticket now. Don't wait to be told, cause it's going to be the funky in the Famous.
No pressure.
I cannot feel myself. I can only do my best.
All right, so welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. Remember, President Julius Madabio, though, declare National Remembrance Day on the 18th of January, come next year. And so that's Manadiri Salon people there get for holiday and the one for commemorate or either celebrate that day. So on the 23rd of March 1991, we wake up to the start of the civil war in this country, and 11 years was not easy for Sierra Leoneans. Plenty things happened in this country. So on the 2002, officially, the war began with the former president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the late Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba, be declared the war, say the civil war don't end. On that note, there was this Lomé Peace Accord where in that meeting they therefore establish the TRC, that's the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, in 2002. So in that commission, they therefore go look, waiting cause defect, how this to affect Salon people them and all. So they began the final report 2004, sorry, I beg your pardon, where the report be finally out, and few recommendations then be there in the report day, and amongst which is waiting we can talk about, so the National Remembrance Day. Remember the war to be declared end by President the late Ahmed Tijan Kaba on the 18th of January 2002. So that recommendation they become 2004 in that TRC Truth and Reconciliation report. If you look at how we go celebrate, or how we look at people in way don't less than life, teach people who will not be born by that 10 day, waiting how them for know about things that will be happen in 11 years war. So of recent, since that 10 day 2004 to now, well, nothing else seems to be done until the 11th of December this year in the Civic Festival, where the Ministry of Information and Civic Education be all, and the President declare January 18 as National Remembrance Day. So we can talk about what exactly happened. 11 years war, whether why now it's after 20 years or 21 years that we will forget this day be actualized or become to reality, that people for beginning to celebrate this particular day, January 18. So waiting take this so long for making it happen. So that's what we're going to discuss on the program this morning. We'll expect to get Professor Joe A.D. Ali, and of course now a presidential librarian and also archivist, and we'd also get Joseph Ben Kaifala Esquire, when a chairman Monuments and Relics Commission, for be part of the conversation. So stay tuned, no go on side, keep her coming for the next 1 hour. Stay tuned. All right, and welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM, and of course on our Facebook Live page at Epic Radio 99.3, Radio Garden, Choice FM, not the eastern part of region. So I don't be joined in the studios by Professor Joe A.D. Ali. Prof, good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning.
I mean, I'm lucky to forget you twice in a year.
Well,
extremely lucky.
Okay.
All right, I'll be joining the studio by also Joseph Ben Kaifala. Good morning and welcome to the Epic Morning Show.
Good morning.
And I want to say compliments of the season too now too.
Thank you.
Doc, Prof, you don't feel the Christmas so far?
Well, in a way, yes.
Okay. Things don't be sweet so far.
I go to church and we talk about Advent.
Okay.
So
you call. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Joseph, so how the festive season so far?
Well, it's the same run around.
Nothing on new, nothing on change.
Except that the town is crowded now. So we were in at the introvert, then they find it difficult for move around, but it's okay. As long as people are happy.
All right, so Prof, make we start off the conversation this morning. I mean, we see the president don't declare January 18 as National Remembrance Day. All go down to history in March. It was that circumstances we nobody no go forget in this country. Sometimes in March 23rd, the start of the 11 years rebel war. I mean, so take us through what exactly happened that particular 10 day.
Well, before we think of that day, let's remember a few people. Okay. One, Nadu always sit down by me, right? Joseph Kaifala, we've been on the campaign for this Remembrance Day for a very long time. Yeah. We also get for member Pakaba, where on January 18, 2002, he declared, say, na longe, say the war done. Yeah. And then, of course, President Biowe make the thing become a reality. We not get for forget them people then. Okay. But yeah, this whole thing officially starts 23rd March 1991, where a group of rebels decide to attack this country, because they want power through the barrel of the gun. And it started like small thing, but by the time Sierra Leoneans, they really realize the gravity of the situation, it don't take over practically every part of this country, will lead to a lot of suffering. Human lives gone, people displaced, then destroy a lot of property, now a lot of major towns, the whole country being torn about, if I can put it that way there. And that continued for a very long time until, through the efforts of well-meaning Sierra Leoneans, backed by we international partners, we finally put the war behind we on the 18th of January 2002.
All right, so from that 10 day, 2002, we see the establishment of the TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And then we take 2 years for put reports together for make then come out. This is written that we finding is waiting lead to the war, waiting and waiting happened. So in that report day, so just tell me probably in a summary form, in that report day, waiting be exactly happened, waiting because the war by then.
The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, is one of the transitional justice mechanisms where we set up in this country. There have been two main ones there. That's not been one, the other one have been the special court. But me I talk about the TRC. Then set up for help for heal this country after that 10-year or 11-year trauma. But they not only do that, they also put together a historical record of what lead to the war. The war not just grab overnight. A series of bad things we've been they do in this country to we serve. Now in lead to the war. So they put together that impartial historical record.
Okay, so you can take me through some of them bad things and they really don't happen to the war.
If you can crown as a bad governance.
Okay.
And that they mean a lot of things. So they put out reports together, and one of the recommendations, they not only put the historical parts together, they also make a series of recommendations. And one of them, now we don't realize so, this Remembrance Day, so that we no go forget we say we come out. We get for member this bad thing will happen in this country, but not to for just remember the bad people, the people them we lost their life, the thing that we lost in this country. We for also act positively for make sure say never again we will use violence for solve problems in this country. You remember say where the war been just done, this expression never again been there all over the place, But never again not they happen all by itself. Now people then get for make sure say it not happen again. Because now people then start the war. The war not come out from space if for them. Now because of wetin we been they do to we self, or wetin we been for do we will not do, the sins of commission, that now wetin we do to we self, and the sins of omission, wetin we been for do we the war not start, we will not do, So then one of the suggestions or recommendations that before declare a day, we will go think, reflect, and act upon wetin been don't happen.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. And I'll come to you, Joseph. I mean, a day will for think, reflect, and tell people waiting be happen. This is close to 20 years or 21 years. You're not one of the strong voices don't advocate for make this day come to reality. I go out, I know you feel good, because I know how you feel, but I know that you feel good. We'll talk about why you be one of the strong voice for push up for make this happen. Why?
Me have been students in the Sierra Leone Grammar School where the Civil War end. I've been very intelligent student, but even with me intelligence, I not be understand very well the Truth and Reconciliation Commission report at the time, because me left this country just after the war. But one thing I remember now, way after the war, people then they talk say forgive and forget. When I graduate college, I begin to find that phrase very offensive, because now international law I study, so I study country then we don't deal with mass atrocity, and none of them country then they be the talk about forgive and forget. So I realized that we religious background in this country allow we for forgive. Now one part the fundamental aspect of we life in this country. But however, the idea say we go forget just begin baffle me, and that make I go back to the TRC report and find out what's in the inside there. I've been very glad if for CC they don't mention anything about forgive and forget. So I realized I need to put more concerted effort into making sure that Sierra Leoneans then remember, because remembrance, not to forget every January 18 now we sit around and cry but the one then where we lost now the war. Remembrance now for we the living, how we go create better atmosphere for peace and community self-help. And that make I put so much effort into making sure that the government make official declaration as recommended by the TRC. Even though over the years they don't do the proclamation yet, they commemorate January 18 every year. And waiting at doing at the center now that when you read the TRC report and all the causes of the conflict, you realize that the community when Sierra Leone stop for be community. So waiting we do now for recommend the idea of do something for Salone. And every year on Remembrance Day, they make sure we encourage citizens then for take 60 minutes of their day for do a community service of their choice. Now, so we don't commemorate January 18 over the years until now. But going forward, and at this make I be want the official proclamation, because then it become a nationwide issue.
Do you feel at some point you want to give up in advocating for this day, because successive government, including the government of President the late Hamid Tijan Kabab, he should rest in perfect peace, Dr. Ernest Waikoma, not be one for another one, use the word not be one for, but they not be look at this day for being a National Remembrance Day. And now this is something will be done by Julius Maada. At some point you feel like you don't advocate for this and nothing seems to be in a realistic way?
It's frustrating for you they advocate for a good idea and the people the way you think say ought for understand seem not for understand. But however, the way we made it and all me Paddy then go tell you that are they manifest in my own existence whatever good idea I seem for the preach. So when some years ago I talk say it don't make sense for let's go picking and they drop out of school in this country, and then they now one part the recommendation of the TRC as well. that it don't make sense. Country where they try for develop school picking and they drop out of school for school fees. Let we abolish school fees, and people then say we're not going able to afford them. I say, well, watch me. I build school. Make them free for picking in this country. Luckily for we, when HE President Bioka make education free. Now the same thing with the Remembrance Day. When I realized that this is not a good idea, as a nation we don't survive 11 years of mass atrocity, we ought to have a day where we'll go pause, reflect, and take concrete actions where we'll make we present and the future better. Even though they don't do official proclamation, which is necessary for a nation, we don't already do this.
Okay.
Because I be one let people then see say this now something where we need for do, and if I get the capacity for begin for do them, I do them because I believe in the American idea that if you build it, they will come.
Okay, so we therefore can look at which you suggest to government how this day celebrate or probably get a reflection of which will happen. But in a quiet moment, if I can say, Prof, you ever think in a quiet moment say why successive governments no they look at this day? I mean, that thought still be in your mind. Why government not be look at January 18? Yes.
I think say some of the political leaders they just not be know, and
what do you mean by they not be know?
And that there is actually recommendation day way therefore proclaim January 18 as National Remembrance Day. And therefore, now the duty of civil society for call on government from time to time for do certain things where they might not be aware of. You see, some of we leaders, they're not so versed in some of the things and where we think say they're ought for no. Now make citizens for participate in governance.
Okay.
And so I think say one of the reasons we make governments before this administration not be considered the matter is that nobody bring onto them until I come back. Even the idea of so this country get more than 100 mass graves left by the Civil War. One of the appalling things where I realize is that nobody after the war even considered doing anything about these mass graves. So from time to time, when we see things when a good idea in our society, we opt for speak up, and this make radio, social media very important for that we call on we government, remind them of their own responsibility, because I can always talk say no matter what me do, the TRC talks say the government of Sierra Leone bear the primary responsibility for implement its recommendations.
Prof, I'll come back to you. I mean, how damaging was the 11 years Civil War?
Talk about damage. I don't think say we get any word we go express past that. The human lives go. Thousands of human lives go during this war. Thousands of people lost their limbs them with them in the cut. Short sleeve, long sleeve. A lot of people displaced internally. IDPs, a lot of them go out of this country, forced for go out of this country, refugees. Education poor. For many parts of this country during that war, Pekin and Omi they go school. Even up to university level, a lot of displacement been there. If we take Bunumbu Teachers College in the East, when I be one of the important teacher training colleges in this country. Now, one of the first places where the war attack. Njala University College been displaced, then we get for Freetown. Even a famous school, Namiyonton, Harford School, been get for relocate na Freetown. These are just a few examples. But people they not been they do business, unless the one they been they do illegitimate business, because they can thrive with chaos there. But legitimate business not been they go on in this country. People they not been they go to offices for work, So the damage it been really heavy. Roads them been spoiled, Normal business. We talk about normal business like waiting they happen so now. It not been they happen that time. You they don't na net. They sleep better. You they walk on a road if you hear some strange footsteps. na problem. Una dey na village, they say, then they come. As you read that word day, then they come. You know, say na trouble. So that fear, it also create a lot of fear. You know, we traumatize a lot of people. In fact, for give you a personal example, several years after the war done, anytime I hear a loud sound suddenly, like motorcar tire, fire, I dey freeze for a very long time before I pick up. So that trauma, a lot of people in this country been getting, but could not even able to recover it. So the war, a damage is really extensive.
Freetown therefore experienced the war in January 6, 1999. And before that 10 day, the provinces, the war be there. But it will indirectly be affect Freetown because people may migrate for kind of Freetown. But the experience of January 6, 1999, where we so fortunate to feel the war, I mean, that was an experience where a lot of people, including the Kotan Kotfoot, clearly remember all anything and they, I mean, in all this, Doc, how you can sum of this in one word?
Well, January 6, you know, we've been come to the climax of what been don't happen since the 23rd of March 1991. January 6 make a lot of people, particularly the one in the city Freetown, know say the war is real. Because before them, people they talk say rebel get hand, rebel get food. You know, people been they taken like some movie, you know, where they can see on TV. Now, one of the things and that way people they really know say now this war is real and it affect a lot of people. But you know, I not go say a fine way it will happen, but it be necessary for make people then really know say this war here na real war and we all get for take them serious for make it done. You know, so January 6 being in some ways very important.
I mean, quick start, close to 100,000 people be die in the 11 years war, and also 500,000, close to 2 million people then become displaced. Tens of thousands will go through sexual, rape, and you name it. There's so much thing will happen in this war. Prof, why you think government, successive governments, be hold on to this National Remembrance Day?
Well, you see, we got one problem in this country. My brother talked about this idea of forgive and forget. People that can get an expression and say, but let drink water, let not look under. When you drink water, you not look under. They lead to a lot of things, cholera, dysentery, you know. As the war been done, people been facing at the end of the matter. The international communities have left we self not been take this thing serious. I remember one very important government official, minister, been talk at some point say, why then for even do peace studies in this country where the war done nearly 20 years ago? I mean, that tell you the narrow-mindedness of that person there. You know, people been just saying where the war done, that was the end of the matter. Not knowing say, now the time that we real work begin. For make sure say, we remember what happened and resolve as a people, make them kind of not happen again. You know, but this idea that either we get a short memory in this country, or we not just they take things and will for take serious in this country.
Joseph, I mean, you don't talk about when don't they remember this day, when already put effort into this day. Government, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, don't say January 18 for be a national day of remembrance. I mean, how in your little corner, which we don't be your activity, and how you want for make government look at this day.
Now, the National Remembrance Day go be an ordinary day if we not take collective effort into making it meaningful. So one of the things I do when we finally draft the proclamation with the AG, and they say, this is it. I said, no, this is not it. In this country, when everyone is in charge, no one is in charge. So I recommend, say, when HE makes the speech, if make sure, say, he mention the Peace Commission and the Ministry of Civic Education for be in charge of we annual remembrance ceremonies and activities. Because I want to make sure, say, nationally, would they take serious effort into making sure that we use this day for deal with the remaining legacies of the Civil War. As we speak, many war victims still they suffer among we.
Yeah.
And again, I don't always make it clear, say, the TRLC point out, say, all Sierra Leoneans, one way or another, directly or indirectly, be affected by the Civil War.
Yeah.
However, then point out, I think, about 5 categories of victims where them believe, say, for receive material reparation because of the gravity of the victimization and how they get for live for the rest of their life. So now some of them issue then they, I believe, say, a National Remembrance Day go continue for address and for deal with trauma. But could we, the adults in this country, they live with trauma? Prof talk now, said just now, there was a point where if now ordinary motor tire bought safe, it freeze. Me when I left now as a student, I go Norway. I be find difficulty for sleep. And even the good things that we've been happening to me in Norway, I been now find strange because I grew up in extreme suffering. So I hope say we'll go use this Remembrance Day for deal with some of this remaining trauma and also for do waiting the TRLC really be intend. Peace building. I can always tell people then say peace not a for them from the sky no matter how hard we pray. We're in a very prayerful countries full of Muslims and Christians, but when it comes to peace, manna will not fall from heaven. Peace is a product of human effort, and I hope say the Remembrance Day could be the benchmark for let we really put intentional effort into community peace building and educating the younger generation about the serious work with the TRC doing in this country.
You know, are there now some sports yesterday where this is so much important for educator, growing up kids, we not be fortunate for the in the war. There's this young guy in age group around 10, 11 years. He was comfortably the taking competency, in as much as he could lie, but he was comfortably taking competency, and they take nonsense, now that's making the work out corner. So you can imagine those kind of mindsets where you don't even know waiting will happen in this country. So how important Dokati being in this, in educating our kids about telling them waiting exactly without happen, the past 11 years? Professor, yes.
Yes. Well, it's very necessary, as Joseph talked, this peace thing. Now, a process, not to an event, and we get for educate the young mindset, not to just one day within our school, but the out of school youth them. For me, they know say violence not to a way of solving problems now any country, even from their homes them. We get peaceful ways of solving problems, and I don't think that for they really emphasize on the minds of the younger people. It's fine for talk about the war, yes, but it's fine also for talk about peace building. It's really very important, and this is where, as Joseph said, 3 institutions, then we don't president say now therefore responsible for this. One is the Ministry of Civic Education, and the other one are the
Peace Commission.
Peace Commission. Then the other one, of course, when the ministry is Peking, when the Council for Civic Education and Democracy. Then for really put targeted messages together. If you see the young man then and young woman then at the ghettos or the attire base, I think that's what they can call them, you get forget targeted messages for them. For really no say, peace we get for build them up. We get for embrace them. Because, you know, it don't make such, as the example, young people there, every small thing now pass the fete. And they choke you, they don't feel say for take human life now anything important. You know, and we need for get young people there forget out of that mentality there. Say, better way there for solve problem without violence. Like one funny parable, excuse me for say, until mosquito sit down na you scrotum, then you go know say violence not the best way for solve a problem. You know, you get for bio and for common, you don't go knock am because you self go feel hot in the process. So we get for getting targeted messages. The schools them, because these are the young people. Although many of them not experience the war like how we experience that, but they not grow up in a situation where the scars of the war still there. We feel say violence is the only way for solve problem. And the situation now they get better because unfortunately we get big people there. We really go through that war where they still talk about violence. You know, and it's very disturbing. So we get targeted messages for primary school picking them, we junior secondary school picking them, we senior secondary, and of course the higher institutions. Targeted messages for each of them for sure say this country now the only country we will get.
Is this the right call by the president as at now? I mean, considering the fact initially you talk about waiting lead to the war, it's bad governance, and look at the political atmosphere in the country leading to the 2028 election. Is this timely?
I think say it's timely. It's never too late. We got to start somewhere, you know, and election or no election, peace, we get for build them up. The one then way feel say violence now the only way for solve a problem, we need for continue for talk to them say the violence not about good picking. Then say when they talk about that, no say if the one not be affected directly, but it affect somebody who they relate to. And why not they pick? God forbid that war will be happen at this country. Like we be reach free talk. We all know what will happen. You know they pick. So peaceful ways then they for solve problems. No country not don't develop where they solve their own problems through violence. Then we must come and talk them. If you wait for the Sanko and others start this war, where they fed stay now table then sit down, then done the war. You know, although they mean they fed, but fed alone not before done this war. If people they not be sit down and discuss the issues. So regardless of 2028, we need for start somewhere. And I think say this now the right time for start. Hopefully, by the time they come to 2028, beaucoup people they will be in fear say violence now the answer, go think differently and positively.
Joseph, is this a genuine call by the government?
Yes, I think so. I think we need for create a national platform for get some of them conversation there. I can always say peace, there is no definition of peace. Peace for me not just a collection of values. And therefore, if you want a peaceful society, you get for put intentional efforts into making sure that younger folks understand. Because if you not feel that gap, the people with different intention and then they fill the gap. There was a point where the society be they listening to a certain individual where they create conflicts now with communities. And when people then complain about this fellow, I tell them, say, put out a different message. Make sure, say, the people then where they talk to, know they take a message as the ultimate truth. Give them something else to hear. This society, innately violent. Now, people then can often instigate even the young ones for commit some of them violence than the way they can commit. So therefore, I believe say National Remembrance Day na just a day for let we can together reflect and work on community peace building. And I think say if we do that long enough, no society, no the way completely peaceful, we know they make intentional effort for remove some of the values and where they lead to conflict.
Okay.
I go school in Norway, where now one of the most peaceful countries in the world. Then peace not for them from the sky, now actions and they take citizenship dialogue, engagements for make sure say they build values and where they make sure say they get peace now in society.
How this day go able for, there are people out there where they feel they need justice. There are people out there who lost loved ones. There are people out there where they are in condition they now. It was high the day before, all because of the 11 years civil war. How will this day able for manage them feelings then day of them people in there?
Now, before National Remembrance Day will not be the top of the issue there. We take and say, as I mentioned earlier, the idea for forgive and forget now in the govern. I tell one journalist earlier, say one Rwandan talk, say Sierra Leoneans then go visit the Kigali Memorial and they tell them, say we na Salon don't choose for forgive and forget. They say na in tell them, say let them teach them how for forget. Then kind mass atrocity then they. But I can always talk, say, the one way they pass and talk, say, we don't forgive and forget, they talk from the point of privilege. If they caught you and the one way they rape, you watch your family, then burn them inside holes. I don't know how you go able to forget. And as some of them trauma, then they would not internalize over the years because some mischievous political leader then tell we say we forget. When we get a National Remembrance Day, it means we'll go able to open all the area they are getting conversation then they so all man of the society go be familiar with this internalized suffering where we don't walk around with over the years and we go find ways for address them. I mentioned the categories of war victims where the TRC say we for continue for take care of. We know don't do that yet. So part of the Remembrance Day, they are now for let we able get in conversation there with people then we they suffer now with society still and they need help where we ought for provide.
All right, Prof. When it comes to holiday in this country, people get their own way. Probably some Anglo can say, I day for dinner yours, get you 1-2 beer, relax, and just enjoy the day. So waiting are the best way you feel like governments for push in a way that Sierra Leoneans for celebrate or get a reflection of this particular day?
Well, National Remembrance Day not a holiday. Like the normal holiday, they're looking at Christmas, Easter, Idul Adha, no. This na a day of reflection. Na a day where we for remember what don't happen at this country and what we for do for make it not happen again. So me believe say that day we forget a series of activities geared toward peace building. Like if na the school STEM, then we'll go to school, get some moment of silence, pikin then go write poems, then go write songs, then we'll get debates, they'll get discussions on the war, but even more importantly about peace building. Waiting young people for do for make sure say we get peace in this country. You go na them ghettos, talk to young people them, they suggest ways who for able get peace in this country, make it come from them. So not today where you go na beach with food, you go, you enjoy, you chill. No, not to that National Remembrance Day, therefore.
Engaging the public, talking to young people, make them feel waiting will happen, waiting will be the advice or the suggestion for make feel like waiting will happen, not happen again. And of course, I'll ask you this back because this is so much important, looking at how politics or political tensions don't divide we as a nation. In terms of tribalism, the situation they become increasingly high on a daily basis. In as much as we are religious tolerant, but there are so many things where they happen within the country we not feel good about. So how do we push with this, Prof?
And you are right, particularly the political side. People can talk, say, we tolerant in this country, religious tolerance, ethnic tolerance. But when it comes to politics, people feel say, now do or die. because their whole life center around politics. Feel say nothing know the way they will do outside of politics. Without politics, they're not able to survive. And anybody will get that mentality, they're a very dangerous politician. I can talk. There is life after politics. And apart from that, we get institutions who say we can channel with grievances if we get any of them. We know for take the law into we own hands. Well, people then can say, people they take the law into their own hands and say, now the law light. If you know light, you know we will take an in your own hands. And the law not forbid a respecter of persons. Would I do bad, the law for deal with her. But even more importantly is that we for make sure accident are not happen. We get good governance, we get the rule of law. You know, we get them things that we for make sure say we minimize that violent thinking that people their minds.
Are those structures in place, Prof?
Well, they are in place, but you see, let us not forget say for building institutions, when they talk about advanced countries, it took them decades. Not to overnight. You know, President Kabah do very well after the war. All the institutions will be non-collapse. He built on them. Now be in the business of the incoming government or the successive governments for ensure say their institutions here work. You know, let we take one like the police. Sorry for being personal. We keep Bidul and others been they reform the police. Where they don't do that. They call the force a force for good. And that word, that expression, force for good, means a lot of things. You know, the police begin reform. Unfortunately, that reform did not continue with the incoming government. And institution, not to one government, they belong. If this start a process where you know saying a good thing, where you come, and for continue. But this question of reinventing the wheel, now one of the problems we get in this country. Continuity no day, even with good programs. But with time, I'm sure their institutions will become strong if we want to make them strong.
In over 20 years, Doc, even the judiciary, it's been questioned by a lot of Sierra Leoneans that when it comes to law in this country, I mean, it's quite selective. And putting in place, having a National Day of Remembrance, I mean, all those institutions seems to be independent. They're supposed to be independent in a way that will push national peace building.
Well, because again, people they not don't read the TRC reports. Because they tell we mention, so now all that lead to the war. If people they don't really read the TRC report, they internalize them. I don't think say they TR for me, but people don't just. In fact, very few people know about that report. I know when that report came out, there was even a secondary school edition. You know, we summarize briefly what happened, what we for do for may not happen again. But very few people ever read just the abridged one, that secondary school edition. Forget about the 3-volume report, you know. Then TIA always they talk so. Now then TIA lead to the war. That war not come up from the sky if for them. Now then TIA they do where they build up, where small thing happen now, it turn to something very big. So as Sierra Leoneans, who say now your own corner from your own homes to communities and at national level, we all for really make sure say violence not to the right way for solve any problem. You know, their institutions here, they will succeed if we want me to succeed. But if we still get that mentality, it's business as usual. You know, we said the entire cow now they for eat grass. You know, corruption. Then think them all. It would. I know we say we not go reach, we say one reach, but it will take a very long time.
We did get a conversation yesterday, Joseph. We talk about the reason why people want for sit down at the highest seat of the office, and which is the presidency. a lot of conversation with the executive powers of the president, so plenty that the president is so powerful, amidst of which people discuss about the appointments with the president they make. I mean, the commissioner of ACC, I mean, so many appointments with the president they make. And that's question those people their independency. I mean, how do we move past the situation that we are in a situation where one forgets a National Peace Building Day or a National Remembrance Day? How will we push past this so that our country no go back to Osaikomot?
Well, I think saying better citizenship we need in the country. The president not that powerful. I can always remind people that we can talk say the presidency very powerful. No, we get separation of powers in this country. We just need to make sure say they work.
Well, that office seems to influence those powers.
No, the office not influence those powers.
Well, according to people, I'm just saying.
So now they talk. Now then perception. Okay. But we constitution divides power very nicely, and we just as citizens need to make sure say it work. And that's what they do. Recently, the Anti-Corruption Commission celebrates International Corruption Day, right? One of the things where the commissioner talks is, as they arrest person in whole village, don't go to the commission for go big for them. Corruption only bad if na other money on good and whole. So if we the citizens themselves not honest with ourselves, how we go make the government accountable? We then appoint you uncle if he thief, not to thief. Other man uncle the thief. So all then hypocrisy, then the lack of accountability among we self as citizens, and they make with separation of powers not the work, because you sabi uda na me, all my wants na this society. So let we make sure say as citizens we do we own parts before we begin scream about waiting we leaders not to do. If we behave well in a society as a collective, we larger than the whole government. And we will make sure say they will behave the way we want they then behave. But we yourself, yes, last night me brother forward to me 2 videos I think from Cambia. The thief, the transformer, where government don't put for and lights. Now citizens then they do that. So how citizens then where they behave that way which rights then get for condemn then local council for waiting in or do. So first of all, let we as citizens and this make days like National Remembrance Day important. We can come together as communities, discuss some of them things and make sure that we make ourselves into good citizens so that we're good enough for call on we leaders to behave like proper leaders.
Thank you so very much, Prof. Joe Ideali, and that of Joseph Ben Kaifala. We'll continue for David. We go up on the phone line very soon, and we'll talk about the National Remembrance Day. We going to be the 18th of January 2026. There will be continuous reflection that things will be happening in the 11 years civil war. Go through history. It's close to 100,000 people and die, tens of thousands. I mean, rape victim and all. 2 million people displaced almost. I mean, it's a huge number. We're in as a nation, and after 20 years, we finally get on National Remembrance Day. So we'll open the phone line pretty soon. We'll go for a short break, and we'll come and we'll call you on 079 994 993. Stay tuned.
Take note of all the things that when you do this festive season, when you send money overseas with BNB. Use the BNB Cash app or you visit any BNB agent all over the country. You stand chance for win brand new smartphone. Whether you do payment with the business partner them abroad or you want to share love with your family and people and when they close to you now your homeland, BNB they cover you any side you day. Send money today and enjoy well secure and fastest transfer experience anytime. Bam, now you got once you deal with BNB. If you want to know more, call with customer service team na them number 072 500 000 or 080 500 000. BNB they send joy and gladdy all over the country this festive season.
Epic Radio 99.3. It's so refreshing.
1xBet presents an exciting world of entertainment. In the 1x games, you will find Crash, Dice, Apple of Fortune, Money Wheel, and other exciting games with many chances to win big wins. Go to the website 1xbet.sl or app, enter promo code GAMESL and receive welcome bonus up to 36,800 leons plus 150 free spins. Fun to play, fast to win. It's your best chance to grab your luck with 1xBet.
Right, welcome back to the Epic Morning Show on Epic Radio 99.3 FM. So we talk about the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, we declare the National Remembrance Day. That's it will happen on the 18th of January, each year. So we'll pick calls and look at how that day will be reflective, waiting for be on that day, so that things will lead to the war. Not going to happen again in our country. So we'll take a first call online and the logo line and pick this call. Hello, good morning. All right, 079, we lost that caller there, 079994993, now the number for be part of the Epic Morning Show. And when you call, please try very hard for stay within 1 minute and make your point. And if you want to ask question, you can ask question and make comments within 1 minute. First caller line already. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Na Pakande the call from Kolatri.
It's Pakande. Go ahead.
Yes, the panelists don't talk everything, but then left something behind. The two calls the one that judiciary day, Nine I'm talk no more. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. 079. I guess it